And there goes Lauda, Arnoux, Beloff. And in the distant lists now, Keke Rosberg.
Well, Senna and Beloff will be doing their reputations an extremely big power of good here today. There'll be team managers with top cars going up to sign them. They're both contracted drivers though, but they'll be putting up their prices and also putting up their reputations with these excellent performances.
Third, fourth and fifth together into the tunnel. Lauda, Arnoux and Beloff. Lap 23 ahead of them, Prost and Senna. Elio De Angelis, who I have not seen during the whole race for one reason or another, now the fastest man on the circuit, therefore he is in the race. You saw him go off the circuit earlier on. He is actually in 8th position at the present moment and closing up on Manfred Winkelhock, who is 7th. Meantime, Jacques Lafitte in the second of the two Williams Hondas is being caught by the third place man Niki Lauda, but who can't pass him, and therefore has René Arnoux in 4th place close on him, with Beloff right behind him. Look at this. Lauda is passed. Lafitte has been lapped. Arnoux 4th, Beloff 5th, Rosberg is still 6th, Winkelhock is 7th, De Angelis is 8th, Ghinzani is 9th, Alboreto is 10th but has been lapped. Lafitte, who you've seen, is slipping down the field all the time and is now being passed by Arnoux and is about to be passed by Beloff. So Beloff has not in fact lost any distance on Arnoux in getting past Jacques Lafitte. And Senna now with a lap of nearly 2 minutes, 1 minute 54, and a big spin for Niki Lauda. Now, Lauda then is just having to press it a bit too hard. Third position has been lost by Niki Lauda. Up to third goes René Arnoux. Up to fourth goes Beloff, and out of the race goes the Austrian double world champion Niki Lauda, because obviously he lost his engine, stalled his engine and was not able to restart it. So now the McLaren honours have been lost by Niki Lauda, but of course it is still his teammate Alain Prost in the lead, and don't forget that Alain Prost is leading the championship by a long way from Niki Lauda, who's going to get no points in this race, whereas Prost is on his way to a maximum of 9 points if he can stay where he is. And for once the pressure seems to have got to Lauda. He exits the casino square, and as they do so, Lauda spins out a full 360-degree spin. He got the right amount of lock-on, but it was no good to him. His engine has stopped and Lauda is out.
For everybody, they really are so treacherous. Alain Prost is the one man who may not have to do that. He now enjoys a very comfortable lead of over half a minute, and therefore he doesn't have to push so hard, so he can concentrate purely on keeping the car on the road. He's not racing, he is surviving.
And he's 31 seconds ahead of Ayrton Senna. Here he is. Well, it would seem that Niki Lauda's engine may have been drowned by the water conditions, in which case whatever happened to Lauda's engine might conceivably happen to Prost. So we'll have to keep a very careful eye on the McLaren of the Frenchman Alain Prost in the lead. This race has now been running some 47 minutes, so it's got a very long way to go. It's not even at half distance yet in what will be a 2-hour time length. It was originally to have been 77 laps. Lauda walking in to report to Ron Dennis what has happened. And he won't exactly be wanting to exchange any jocular quips with the marshals, I'm quite sure of that. As Arnoux and Beloff now in third and fourth places round the swimming pool, chasing Senna. And Senna is some 15 seconds ahead of this battle. And Stefan Beloff now taking advantage, as he has done all through this race, of the excellent power characteristics of his Ford DFV engine and the nimbleness of his Tyrrell, to combat the excess horsepower that Arnoux has got, which generates wheel spin all too easily, to close up on the Ferrari and hopefully soon to take it in third position. This now is lap 26 with Prost leading, Senna second. The battle for third between Arnoux and Beloff there. Fifth position now is Nicky Rosberg, and up to sixth and in the points, Elio De Angelis, with a bitterly disappointed Nigel Mansell, who had led the race out of it after spinning and damaging his suspension and rear wing. I didn't think the rain could get worse here at Monaco, but really it is. It's not just dropping down, it's really heavy driving rain now. And I imagine in the cockpit it must be absolutely unimaginable.
Yes, an absolute nightmare. As I've said several times today, I'm extremely happy to be sitting here. We're getting a little bit damp here, and the electrics of our monitors got very damp, but I'd much rather be here than there. They've got a very, very tough job on their hands, and this is where they earn these huge telephone numbers and deserve the huge telephone numbers in terms of money that the drivers get. And you can see Beloff's problem. You saw then he's in the spray. Now that's a good shot. You saw from behind that he really can't see where he's going, and he's trying to challenge René Arnoux for third place, but he's having to do it from memory.
Only 6 drivers are on the same lap now. Prost, Senna, Arnoux, Beloff, Rosberg and De Angelis in that order. They're coming through now, these two, to complete their 26th lap.
As they go down the straight here, we missed it, but we saw then as they went into the Rascasse corner, a very good view of exactly what Stefan Beloff can't see, which is everything. He can't see a thing at all. Oh dear, and it's going to be very difficult up the hill because it gets very narrow, and the Ferrari, René Arnoux will take a line, and it's not a passing place. Beloff had an opportunity there, but unfortunately for him it was at the wrong place. He's having a look down the inside too, and I would think that he's going to try and get very quickly around the right-hand part here of the Casino Square and maybe try and outbrake him down into the Mirabeau, and he's well positioned to do it. And he's got the inside line, and Arnoux's going to hit him. And that was a little bit naughty by René Arnoux, and Beloff did terribly well to avoid it, because Arnoux, without any doubt, moved unjustifiably into Arnoux, into Beloff rather, who had to get up on the curb to avoid him, and that was very, very well driven by Stefan Beloff.
Who is now in third position, and as you saw, Riccardo Patrese, there is his green Alfa Romeo, has joined the retirements on lap 26. The leaders now are on their 27th lap, and there is the third place man. What an absolutely scintillating drive by Stefan Beloff, 26-year-old, the man from Eton, 10 years racing experience in Formula Ford and Formula 2 and Group C World Endurance Championship racing. Now in the highest place he's ever been in a Grand Prix, having finished 5th at San Marino, 6th in Belgium. And look again at the replay as they come down the hill to the Mirabeau.
Now watch, Arnoux sees him coming alongside, and he starts moving into the corner long before the corner, and that's very, very naughty. And I have to say that it was both naughty and unintelligent, but then that's a characteristic with René Arnoux that we've seen before. But to move over like, because he could have put himself out of the race as well as Beloff, because when these open wheel cars touch, anybody can have an accident, and it's totally unpredictable because they rub tyres and anything can happen. And so that was unclever driving by Arnoux, both for Beloff's point of view and from his own.
Now, as Prost goes into the tunnel for the 28th time, I can tell you that the gap between himself and Ayrton Senna, who is second, is diminishing. It's diminishing quite rapidly. It was 31 seconds at one point, and it's down to 21 now. So, for whatever reason, either because Prost is taking it easy, or because Senna is really starting a charge, the second-place man, Brazilian Ayrton Senna, in the British Tolman, with Ted Tolman here himself to watch it, as is Alex Hawkridge of Tolman, Rory Byrne, the Tolman designer, Peter Gethin, the new team manager, all very much on their toes, worrying about what's happening. And I'm going to give you the time interval now between the completion of this lap for Alain Prost in the lead and Senna, who is in second place, with the news that Keke Rosberg